Crabman from Crabman Gaming here, and today I am playing Day of Reckoning on the Gamecube. And this is a 30-man Royal Rumble. Here we are at the Royal Rumble 2004 arena, and introducing the participant who drew number 1 from El Paso, Texas, weighing in at 216 pounds, Eddie Guerrero. Here we are, this is Day of Reckoning on the Gamecube. No ring introductions for some reason. And here we are attempting to win the Royal Rumble. Now, who's number 2? I don't know who this is. Oh, it's Roddy Piper. He doesn't get his own music though for some reason. He seems to be the only legend in this game. He gets polyamorous by, is it Breaking Benjamin? I can't remember, but it's a pretty wicked tune. Now, in Day of Reckoning, you can't autoplay the Royal Rumble, and also if you're eliminated, that's the end of the game. So I've chosen The Undertaker, I've put him at number 30, and I'm just crossing my fingers that after 40 or 45 minutes, I can eliminate everyone and win the match. So this is the very first GameCube game I've ever played on the channel. I played one Wii game before, which was Cricket on the Wii, a very uninspiring title. And I've always wanted to play these Royal Rumbles, but it's been hard to learn the controls, and I've finally given it a go. So I'm actually playing this on a Nintendo Wii. I've got a third-party controller, it's quite loud, if you listen. Quite clicky, so I'll try and play that under the desk. And you have an upscaler as well, so hopefully it looks a little bit better than normal. Here's number 3 on their way. 3, 2, 1. Brrr. It's Triple H! He's on his way to the ring. Now when I tried this the first time, I turned the music off entirely because while they're wrestling you can hear a soundtrack on in the background, but I turned that off, and then apart from number 1 and 2, nobody had their entrance music. But you've got one time WWE Champion in Eddie Guerrero in the ring, 14-time World Champion in Triple H, and Roddy Piper, sadly, never the WWE Champion. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. It's The Rock. The Rock's out early. Now you can actually select everybody's entrance, and there are 31 male wrestlers in the game, or 32, so only 1 or 2 actually miss out. And it just has tiny little pictures, so it's really hard to tell who's who, and it doesn't tell you who they are underneath. So I tried my best to put some good people towards the end, and otherwise the order is pretty random. And this is the main way of elimination, getting thrown over the top rope and holding on the bottom rope and being stomped on. That was the same as WrestleMania 18. So I believe, unless I'm really mistaken, that there are 3 WWE games on the GameCube. The first one is WrestleMania 18. That's the most common and probably the cheapest at around $10 to $15. If you can find it, you might find it a little bit cheaper. I played through the Royal Rumble on that game, so you can check it out on my Royal Rumble playlist. There's about 30 Royal Rumbles on there. Then there's Day of Reckoning 1, which is this game, and that probably retails around the $15 to $20 mark based on where you are. And I've never really played these games before because I never had a GameCube and never picked them up once I got a Wii. And then the game I'm going to play after this is Day of Reckoning 2, and that retails around the $25 to $30 mark. And the story mode in Day of Reckoning 1 and 2 follows your own creator wrestler, so if I can learn the controls a bit more, I might create a wrestler, and eventually I'd like to play through the story mode there. And I also have some games on the original Xbox which I'd like to play through. I've got Raw 2, which has a log story mode, WrestleMania 21, but there's also WrestleMania 19, I don't have that one. And I've got the original Raw on the way. But we've got 4 wrestlers. What happens with your special meter is the special comes up, like you can see with Eddie Guerrero's, You press A and B together on the controller, and then you can do one of your finishing maneuvers. So if you have a look at the rock in the top right hand corner, when you get one of the WWE letters red, you can activate the special. But that was just through my practice. I did have to unlock the Royal Rumble arena as well. Roddy should be gone here. It's busted wide open. Rock being hammered away. So Roddy Piper has been eliminated. So I had to play 2 matches of the story mode to earn the $400 to unlock the Royal Rumble arena. Otherwise, you just have Raw and SmackDown available to you at the time. Alright, we've got Rock. The Rock vs Eddie Guerrero, that would have been a cool match. Triple H and Eddie Guerrero did wrestle on an episode of Raw when Eddie Guerrero was the WWE champion. Rock's been eliminated second. Unbelievable. Here's our next countdown. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Burp. It's Chris Benoit. It's Chris Benoit. He was the winner of this 2004 Royal Rumble match when he entered at number 1, last eliminating the Big Show with a huge front face lock. This Big Show tried to throw him out. He just held on and on and on and on. And eventually, Big Show went out over the top rope. And Chris Benoit would go on to main event WrestleMania 20 against Triple H and Shawn Michaels, winning Triple H's World Heavyweight Championship. And at the same time, Eddie Guerrero was the WWE champion and defeated Kurt Angle in an absolute classic. Need to watch that again, haven't watched that in a while. It's John Cena as the Doctor of Thugonomics. Lots of big time wrestlers entering early on. Chris Benoit, 1-time World Heavyweight Champion, and also won the WCW Championship, so I think you would say 2-time World Champion. John Cena, 16-time WWE and World Heavyweight Champion. Last beating, I believe he beat AJ Styles at the Royal Rumble and then lost it at an Elimination Chamber to Bray Wyatt. I believe that was the last time he was the champion. Hasn't broken Ric Flair's record of 16 World Championship reigns. Triple H over the top rope. Benoit over the top rope. Being hammered away. I assume the Day of Reckoning 2 Rumble is just exactly the same. So at least they will be easy to play. But I just had my fingers crossed that when I come in as The Undertaker at the end, I can eliminate 2 or 3 people. If I get eliminated, I might cry and still put it up, but it'd be disappointing. Because I've seen that a couple of these I've watched online, you get to the end and the character actually loses, so I'll be, yeah, probably about 45 minutes of my life narrating that I'd probably want back. Eddie and Benoit had a match at One Night Stand, I believe 2006, Benoit's been eliminated. And here's Cena and Eddie. They had a parking lot brawl. I've also got another match of theirs on the channel. So thanks for all the support of the channel if you've been watching. If you flick a like at the bottom, that'd be awesome. If you comment, I will comment back. And if you subscribe, that's also awesome. But no pressure at all, as here comes 2-time runner-up of the Royal Rumble, the Big Show. Was a runner-up in 2000 and 2004. There was another time when he was, I don't know if he was last 3 or last 2, which was the one Roman Reigns won. Where I think it was Kane and Big Show just threw everybody out. So 2015, was he the runner-up there as well, or was Kane the runner-up? I think Big Show might have been the runner-up. Definitely think Big Show might have been the runner-up on that occasion. Oh, falling apart by Zebrahead as well. What a track. It's Lance Storm! It's Lance Storm! Is this when he had that really awful dance music? I'm listening. Oh yeah, it's so bad. Hit the club, Lance Storm. Get some personality. It had to be a rib, surely, that music. Absolutely had to be a rib. It couldn't have been anything but a rib. Oh, I love Zebrahead falling apart. I downloaded this and I used to play this on my iTunes. Do you remember when you used to have that little count of how many times you'd played the song? And I think it was well into the hundreds. Everything's falling apart. Who is it? Who is it? It's Christian! This is when Christian was on fire. Had his match at WrestleMania 20 against Chris Jericho. Started ascending. Should have had a title match against John Cena at Vengeance, but for some reason it was turned into a triple threat with Chris Jericho. Everything's falling apart. Oh, Big Show was the second last man eliminated in the 2015 Rumble. Rusev came out from under the ring, nearly stole the victory. And the bad thing about that was the very next year, Roman Reigns was number 1 because he was defending. Huge slam by Cena, Blue Thunder Bomb. Is he going for the AA? The next year, Roman Reigns was number 1 because he was defending the WWE Championship. And what am I trying to say? I've forgotten. And Rusev was number 2, and he got eliminated straight away. It's polyamorous. What a tune! My polyamorous friend. These 4 in the ring. Who's going to be the first one eliminated? Why has Big Show done the Rikishi sit down? Rikishi not in this game. Interesting to see who's not in this game around who was in the WWE roster at the time who didn't make the game. Trying to see if I can have a bit of a look at who didn't make it, which is really quite bizarre. So yeah, I'll go through the roster. I've just flicked it up while we're watching along, but no A-Train. No Akio, that's not surprising. No Al Snow. Batista's in. No Bill DeMott, but, you know, good riddance to him. Awful human being. No Billy Gunn. No Billy Kidman. No Brian Kendrick. No Carlito, which is a little bit surprising. Charlie Haas is in the game. Who else? Chris Kanyon, although he wasn't really on TV prior to this. So, not surprising he's not in the game. Chuck Palumbo not in the game. Danny Basham is, because there is an elimination. Big Show reverses. Who else is on the roster that's surprising? Eugene, although I think Eugene's in... He's either in WrestleMania 8... No, I don't think he's in WrestleMania 18. I think he's in number 2. Goldberg, obviously, because this game came out later in the year, he'd been deleted off the game. No Heidenreich. No Jamie Noble boy. That's a bit of a shame. I love Jamie Noble. No Nitro, even though he was not on TV a whole lot. No Johnny Stamboli. No Kenzo Suzuki. That's interesting. Storm's in, Angle's in. No Luther Reigns. I don't think Luther Reigns was ever in a game. Here comes the Man-Beast Rhino. Is Mark Henry in the game? I'm not sure. I'm not sure if he's in. No Maven, no Matt Morgan. Definitely no Mordecai. Mordecai would have been awesome. No Muhammad Hassan. No Nunzio, no Orlando Jordan. Yeah, it was a big roster in 2004. No Paul London. I don't think Rene Dupree's in it either. No Rico, no Rikishi, no Rob Conway, no Rodney Mack. Back for Mack. Which Teddy Long stole his music for the next decade. No Rosie, no Steiner, no Scotty Too Hottie, there's an elimination. No Sean O'Hare, no Shannon Moore. I think Shelton's in. Simon Dean is not. Snitsky's not. Tajiri's not. Spike Dudley's not. Stephen Richards isn't. Sylvain Grenier isn't. No Test. No Hurricane. This really is a small roster. Rock's in. Taker's in. No Tomko. No Dreamer. Triple H is in. Valvinus is in. No Viscera. Regal I'm not sure about. No Zach Gowen. He never made a game, which is a bit disappointing. Cena's gone, Cena's gone. Eliminated by the Big Show and Rhino. And no Ultimo Dragon, who I was so excited to see in the WWE. And then I have heard, listening to some podcasts, here comes Shawn Michaels, that he had quite a bad shoulder injury, so it did look like he came into WWE at the tail end of 2003, and I was really upset they didn't use him very much. But apparently he had a really bad shoulder, so was working quite a limited style. So that's kind of the reason given why he didn't really get too much to do in WWE. And also stole Ricky the Dragon Steamboat's music. Block the suplex. Big Show, he's been in for a long time. Lovely stalling suplex. Here comes Mr. Monday Night. The whole show. Rob Van Dam. What I do like about this game compared to the SmackDown games is if you are in the middle of a move, you can break up the move with the strike, whereas the SmackDown games will just go through the animation. It's the chant. I don't know what the chant is. Table? Tables? I don't know, but Big Show is dominating. Shawn Michaels, I want to say 6-time WWE champion. He's won it all, Intercontinental champion, European champion. Defeating Davey Boy Smith in Europe for the championship. I think it was in Germany. Which is a bit of a shame that that was the name of that championship as an elimination. Because instead of having the NXT United Kingdom Championship representing the UK, it probably should be called the European Championship, but because that was such a lowly title, they can't call it the NXT European Championship, even though Walter's held it for 2 years and he's from Austria, and there's a lot more wrestlers from Europe instead of it being NXT UK. It'd be cool if it was like NXT Europe. But it's been a good idea. I want Walter to hold the championship for another year. He should just keep hold of it and beat Hulk Hogan's reign from the late 1980s. It's Randy Orton. He's got the Evolution music. Evolution is a mystery, full of turns that you can't see. Triple H will make a fool of me at Unforgiven 2004. Or 3? What year was it? 4? Actually, it was this year. Because we're in 2004. Here's Rumble. Randy Orton would defeat Chris Benoit at SummerSlam to become champion, and then Triple H would have an absolute stinker with him at Unforgiven of that year and win the championship, and then Randy Orton will be champion again for another 3 years until No Mercy 2007, where Vince McMahon would award him the WWE Championship. Triple H, here he is again, would eliminate him but defeat him for the championship in the opening match of the night. Triple H would defend against Umaga in the middle of the night, which everyone forgets about. Umaga's title match on pay-per-view, Park Night 1 against John Cena at the Rumble. And then Orton would beat Triple H in a last man standing match to close out the show. No Mercy 2007, ladies and gentlemen, after John Cena had to vacate after 380 days as champion. So it's a real shame that reign ended with him having to vacate the championship. Can't quite make out what song this is, but there's a lot of the same songs from SmackDown vs. Raw. So you've got Anthrax, Bring the Noise, Polyamorous, Falling Apart by Zebrahead. I think maybe I've got the book here. I might see if it tells me in the book. Here's Randy and Rob Van Dam. Oh, here we go. Who's this? It's the reflection of perfection. Please don't make him be an Evolution. Mark Jindrak. That's it. Go for Randy Orton. Go for Batista. The ones who took your spot in Evolution. If you don't know the story, there is footage of the four of not Evolution, but Randy, Triple H, Ric Flair hopping out of the helicopter, and Mark Jindrak is on the end, and they just cropped him out. So when you see that infamous shot of them walking along in their suits with a helicopter behind them, Mark Jindrak is there too. So look it up online, and you can tell they don't want him in the group because those three are really close together, and then there's this huge gap between them and Mark Jindrak. So it's almost like they knew he was going to be cropped out of that shot. All right, what have we got here? Bring the Noise by Anthrax, Bone Cracker by Showcore. Yeah, I don't really know who they are. Can't Stop. The Angle, performed by Core. Bottom Line. Superstars. One of a Kind, or that's Rob Van Dam's entrance music. Polyamorous by Breaking Benjamin. I definitely remember that. Alone by Zebrahead. Falling Apart by Zebrahead. Whatever by Our Lady Peace. That was Chris Benoit's entrance music. One apparently called Rap Sheet. Party All Night. Chasing After, performed by Tantric. And Firefly, by Breaking Benjamin. What a track. Firefly. I can't remember that. Who's this? Woo! It's the Nature Boy. I couldn't tell who he was on the ramp because it was in shadow. Flair going after Orton, even though they're still in Evolution at this point. Would be good to know how many entrants. Oh, it's that crossbody. That was his finisher, except it was a splash on this occasion. It would be good to know how many entrants we are in. It doesn't really tell you at all, and it's a little bit frustrating that there's no ring introductions on the full entrances. Big Show has been in ages. If you watch the WrestleMania 18 Royal Rumble I did. I'm saying this is the first GameCube game I've played. Obviously it isn't, because I've played WrestleMania 18, although I kind of simulated that. I didn't really play it. But Kane was in the Rumble for about 55 minutes. So it kind of mirrored his 2001 entrance. So lots of former world champions in the ring. Flair, 16-time world champ. I think Randy's up to 14. Big Show, about 4 or 5? Never quite sure with Big Show, because he had a few in WCW. I'm going to say at least 5 or 6 for Big Show. And Rob Van Dam, WWE champion, ECW champion. Because Big Show was WCW champion at least 2 or 3 times. He beat Brock Lesnar at Survivor Series 2002. He beat Triple H and The Rock at... Oh, why does that happen? Beat... Yeah, Triple H and The Rock at Survivor Series 99. I have a feeling he was ECW champion. Oh, it doesn't really count as a world championship. I'm sure he won the title again. Yes, he did, because he beat Mark Henry. And then Daniel Bryan cashed in and beat Big Show. So I think 6. You can look it up if you want. We got Rob Van Dam squaring off with Ric Flair. That happened at, I believe, No Mercy 2002. After Ric Flair attacked Rob Van Dam in his world title match with Triple H at Unforgiven. And then Kane would go on to have the infamous feud with Triple H, culminating at No Mercy 2002. Then they went to the Elimination Chamber where Shawn won. 3 Stages of Hell that Triple H won. Royal Rumble where it was a draw. No Way Out, which I don't remember what happened. What happened No Way Out 2003? Oh, that was a SmackDown pay-per-view. That was Rock and Hogan 2. And then WrestleMania where he took 27 seconds to pin Booker T as Ric Flair, is gone. And I'd say we're just over halfway through this Rumble. Rob Van Dam's got a finisher. Big Show's going for the alley-oop. It is! That he used one time at Invasion 2001. I think he did it to Chris Kanyon. And then for some reason it made every single SmackDown thereafter. He may have been using it on Heat or whatever B show he was mainly on at the time, but that's the only time I remember him doing the alley-oop on TV. That awful 6-man tag, that was not really anyone's fault. But really, if you look at Canyon, Bill DeMott, and Sean Stasiak, it's Batista against Test, Billy Gunn, and Albert. And Albert was the Intercontinental Champion. That was, yeah, interesting. So we have two members of Evolution in the ring. Batista, again, I want to say 6-time World Champion. First defeating Triple H at WrestleMania. And then regaining in 2 subsequent events. Again, he had to vacate the championship, which I think was then won by Kurt Angle in a Battle Royal. And yeah, that is what happened. I was thinking of another vacation, but not a vacation, but vacating of the belt, and that was Edge and the Great Khali one. That wasn't Batista. Big Show has been in for a long time. So this is different to a little bit different to the SmackDown games, because in the SmackDown games, everyone tends to just get eliminated in order. Like, no one does the Iron Man gimmick and stays in for ages and ages. Everything's falling apart. So hopefully the sound is pretty good as well. Sometimes it sounds great in the headphones, really well balanced, and then I listen back and I'm like, oh gee, the music's too loud and my voice is too low, or the other way. Orton's got to finish her. Come on, out of nowhere, Orton. Out of nowhere. Double team out the corner. That's pretty cool. Everything's falling apart. That's it. Stomp. Big Show's gone. He's gone. He is gone. You get this meter when you go blue, you're done. One stomp, he's done. Not going to be the runner-up this year. If there's at least one helpful thing for me, is that I know who's number 29, so I'll know when it's nearly time for me to play. Although really a weird game mode. I much prefer the SmackDown games where if you're eliminated you could just choose someone else. Because I can't really see why. It kind of ruins this Royal Rumble mode in this game, because if you pick yourself number 1 and you get eliminated at about number 8, the game's over. If you want to try and win, you've got to put yourself at number 30 and you sit watching the TV for 40 minutes. It's Chris Jericho! It's Le Champion! Pretty funky gear, purple with a barbed wire. Appearing on the Broken Skull podcast with Steve Austin, despite being a member of All Elite Wrestling, which is pretty interesting. What a kick! Come on, RVD, 5 star, 5 star, 5 star. That was in it. My polyamorous friend. So pretty interesting. Rob Van Dam being inducted to the Hall of Fame this year's WrestleMania, which may have already happened by the time this video is released, or very close to. I think just before. But if you watch this video a couple of days after it's released, Rob Van Dam will already be in the WWE Hall of Fame. There's Jericho all over Rob. He's also champion in TNA. Batista retired from the ring now. Last match against Triple H. Rob Van Dam's gone. Now he's Guardian of the Galaxy. He's been in lots of films. Probably a good transition once you've had a good career wrestling to go into the movie industry. Let's see who's next. 3, 2, 1. Burp. It's gotta be Kane! That's gotta be Kane! The MVP of the WrestleMania 18 Royal Rumble, where he lasted over 50 minutes. They seem to have refined this Royal Rumble to make it a little bit quicker, around the 40 to 45 minute mark. I was going to mention, out of all the wrestlers who've ever been in films, the best line ever, and I don't even know what movie this is from as well, I'll tell you after this entrant has come to the ring. My favorite, almost my favorite movie line ever. 3, 2, 1. It's Danny Basham. What a superstar. I think he was Damager in OVW. Or was that Doug Basham? I can't remember. One of them was the Damager. I think that was Doug Basham. I think Danny Basham was just always Danny Basham. Or the other way around. They're not actually even brothers, despite looking like identical twins, which is the most bizarre thing. Alright, back to the movie line. And it's Roddy Piper. No idea what movie it is. And he goes, I came here to kick ass and chew bubblegum. And I'm all out of gum. What a line. What an absolute legend, Roddy Piper. Danny Basham. There's a name I haven't thought of for a while. And I kept the music on because... yeah, he was the Damager. Danny Basham was the Damager. Doug Basham was just Doug Basham. I think they both won the OVW championship about 6 times each. Which that was OVW. 2002 OVW was ridiculous. It's what had Randy Orton, John Cena, Shelton Benjamin, Brock Lesnar, the Bashams. Like, OVW 2002 was just absolutely insane. I think it's now owned by Al Snow. Just so many wrestlers that came out of that 2002 class. Yeah, there was Rico as well, but that's okay. Yeah, Rico, Shelton Benjamin, Charlie Haas. Batista, just absolutely amazing. Randy Orton, John Cena, and Brock Lesnar. Like, incredible. How can you get a better class than that? Absolutely incredible. Elimination. Roll up by Jericho for no reason whatsoever. It's Batista and Jericho. Did they ever have a singles? I know they had that triple threat with Edge at SummerSlam. I think 2004. Batista Bomb was known as Leviathan in OVW. Here comes Edge, just to round out. Unbelievable. Northern Lariat to round out. This is the SummerSlam Intercontinental Championship match. Edge got booed despite it being in Canada. I think Batista got cheered. I think Christian and Edge got booed. And Batista got cheered for the entire match. Big Bad Dave. Wheel kick by Edge. Wheel kick on Jericho. Edge, 14-time world champion, or 13-time world champion. Looking set to main event WrestleMania with Daniel Bryan and Roman Reigns. Ooh, Chavo. Bow, 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 bow. Which who would have thought when Edge returned at the Royal Rumble in 2020 that he would go on to win the 2021 Royal Rumble. Kind of adopted the anything to win mentality. It's going to be really interesting to see how fans play out at WrestleMania. With so many people in a confined space. I know here in Auslan we've been having massive crowds at sporting events, but very, very, very low numbers of cases, so that's been okay. Interesting to see how that works outside of Australia. Chavo taking on Batista, a bit of a one-sided affair. Jericho's got his finish. I've got to remember the controls too. I've got the book open here. And this book is, the instructions are massive. So when the opponent is standing, you've got all these different things you can do, which is like light strike, heavy strike, light grapple, heavy grapple, run, climb up the turnbuckle, move to the apron, move into the ring, pick up a weapon, strike reversal, grapple reversal, Irish whip pullback strike, Irish whip pullback grapple, flying outside attack from inside the ring, from the apron, flying inside attack from the apron, change the target, taunt, special move reversal, momentum shift move. And that's just when the opponent is standing, and there's another 3 pages, no hold on, there's 4 more pages of instructions after that, so I won't go through them all because it's a bit boring, but you've got when the opponent's on the ground and you've got 8 things to do there. When grappling the standing opponent, what you can do. when grappling the opponent lying on the ground, the turnbuckle, when you're running, when holding a weapon, ladder matches, cage matches, Hell in a Cell matches, and the last one I'm going to move on from because it's 2021 and yeah, we're not in the early 2000s anymore. Look at them leaping over Batista. Jericho squaring off with Chavo. Those two had some matches in WCW. As did Edge, he had a match as Damon Striker. I don't think Batista did though, although I think the story goes Batista went to the power plant and got told that he was never going to make it. So I just remember that story. By Sarge. So Sergeant Buddy Parker, whatever that dude's name is. If you've ever seen Louis Theroux's Weird Weekends, I know if you're one of the viewers from the UK, you'll be very familiar with Louis Theroux. He does a little kind of hour-long documentary on wrestling, specifically with WCW and a lot of hardcore fed, and he goes to the power plant to train, and Buddy Parker just makes him work out and work out and work out until he's sick, because he kind of insinuated that wrestling wasn't quite legitimate. So Batista, I found it up, I flicked it up while we're going through this. He goes, I went and had this awful tryout with WCW and they ran me out the door and told me to never come back. I went to the power plant, they were having open tryouts. You show up, you pay $300, which at the time was a lot of money for me. So he records his encounter with power plant trainer Dwayne Bruce, aka The Sarge, in which Bruce yelled at him and dismissed him quickly. So he was just a bitter troll of a man. So we must be into about the mid-20s. Jericho, he's got a finisher again. Batista, stop him, Edge. Batista's going out. Oh, Chavo should have helped him. Chavo was with Edge as part of La Familia, and Edge is gone. He didn't even hold onto the ropes. That is bizarre. I haven't really seen that happen at all. I just hope when we come in as Undertaker, I don't mess it up. Because it will break my heart if I get eliminated. So I had a couple of practices, I did okay, a couple of 10-man rumbles. But you can get eliminated very quickly, especially if you get double teamed. Or if you try and work on someone who you haven't lowered their health. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. It's Garrison Cade. Or Lance Cade, so sadly passed away before his 30th birthday, which is just an absolute tragedy. But probably his best moment getting to wrestle at WrestleMania 20 with Mark Jindrak. It's part of a fatal 4-way for the Raw Tag Team titles, held by Booker T and Rob Van Dam. They had the most terrible spliced entrance music. Chavo going for a magistral cradle for no reason whatsoever. And I'm trying to think who else was in that match as well. The Dudley Boys. And somebody else. Which eludes me. The APA maybe? Yeah, I reckon it was the APA. Oh no, APA were on SmackDown. There was 2 of those fatal 4-way matches though, so it's really hard to remember who exactly was in the match, which is probably not great when you're like, were you at WrestleMania? Yeah, who was in your match? Nobody remembers. There are a few teams around though, but the APA were on SmackDown, so it can't have been them. Oh, La Resistance, that's right. Which is the Rob Conway and Sylvain Grenier version, as opposed to the Rene Dupree who was having his solo run on SmackDown. Oh no, it's Rene Dupree. I have no idea. Rene Dupree and Rob Conway. Where did Sylvain Grenier go? He vanished. It's down to Chavo, Garrison Cade. two underdogs. Edge is gone. Hello, ladies. I think we are getting near the end. Chavo, does he have the three amigos? Now, if WWE is moved to Peacock in the US, pretty much Val Venus is going to disappear from history entirely. They're editing out any edgy content, so anything to do with Kai and Tai will be gone. Anything to do with The Godfather will be gone. As in Kai and Tai's, I mean Val Venus' feud with Kai and Tai. Which Kai and Tai, you know, pretty cool faction. I used to really like them, but they just got treated as a joke, which was obviously Taka Michinoku, Sho Funaki, Men's Teo, and Dick Togo. Here comes Booker T. Now can you dig that? 6-time champion soccer. 5 times in WCW. Got defeated by Vince Russo for the championship. And then beat Rey Mysterio in WWE to become World Heavyweight Champion as King Booker. Get a little bit of commentary in TNA's Black Snow. Always good fun on the desk, Booker T. Backslide. Chavo has done more pins in this match than I've ever seen in a Royal Rumble. Worse than when Randy Savage tried to pin Yokozuna, the 93 Rumble, and Yokozuna just press slammed him over the top rope. No! Shelton is in this. Couldn't remember if Shelton was in this game or not, although if Charlie Haas was in the game, then he definitely should be. There's an elimination. Garrison Cade gone. Chavo's on fire. He could be the pick to win this. Go on to WrestleMania 20. Who is he going to face? Eddie Guerrero. Oh, Eddie. Chavo Eddie for the WWE Championship. Even though Eddie hasn't won it yet. He's going to win it at No Way Out 2004 against Brock Lesnar. Which for a lot of people is just one of the best wrestling moments of all time. Brainbuster! And a frog splash. Chavo is on fire. I think we're in the late 20s. I'll tell you when I know when number 29 comes out. Nope. How do you like me now? Hardcore Holly on this very pay-per-view challenged Brock Lesnar for the WWE Championship, and the match lasted a whole 4 minutes, which is kind of par for the course for a modern day Brock Lesnar match. But the feud revolved around Brock Lesnar breaking Hardcore Holly's neck in a match on SmackDown. Allegations of sandbagging. Are they true? Are they not true? We'll never know. But Hardcore Holly out for a year. And actually a very entertaining podcast on Something to Wrestle with Bruce Pritchard about Hardcore Holly. Or was it on the Grilling JR one? I can't remember, but there was an episode about Hardcore Holly on one of those podcasts, and it went for about 3.5 hours, and it was actually really, really interesting. So if you want to learn more about Hardcore Holly's career, as he makes an elimination, well, it's not on Chavo, who else was in? I've forgotten. And you can check out that podcast, so always interesting to listen to. Comrade Thompson does about 26 podcasts per week. Can't listen to them all, but I tend to like Grilling JR, that's my favourite Conrad Thompson podcast. But what a ripper soundtrack we got going in the background. Sorry I have to talk over it. So there's two options. Either I turn it off or I talk over it. They're the only two ways. They kind of get allowed onto YouTube. It's a little bit disappointing. But I'll just talk over the top. Maybe you can listen to it on Spotify. 1, 0. It's Kurt Angle. It's Kurt Angle. This is a kick. I like the replay system. That's really cool. Alright, we're still not at 29, but I don't think we're far off number 29. It's just really hard to see the little pictures of who's where. Spinaroonie time. Don't miss the Spinaroonie. Oh, we missed the Spinaroonie. To look at Hardcore Holly and Kurt Angle with a leg grapevine. Holly's got to be out of here. Oh, he's reversed it. That's what... Hey, Booker T's gone. That's what I'm scared of when I come out. Someone reversing it and then getting double teamed. Angle sucks. Angle sucks. This is it. We need these three to beat each other down. I think number 29 is coming out next. And then me, which is The Undertaker. When you used to play Just Bring It or Shut Your Mouth, one of the sound bites was always, The Undertaker has never won the Royal Rumble match. I think that's in Just Bring It. Chavo sucks. A bit unfair. Chavo's been on fire. I've got to remember the controls when I come in as well. I think it's like it's X for... X is grapple and B... No, sorry, A is a grapple and B... No, I got that wrong. Yeah, A is a grapple, B is a punch. It's Matt Hardy, it's V1! There's a whole SmackDown vs. Raw 2006 season where with Matt Hardy, check it out. I also did one with The Undertaker, and the one with The Undertaker's got triple the views of the Matt Hardy playthrough, even though I like the Matt Hardy playthrough more. And he's just eliminated Hardcore Holly. My pick's on Chavo to win this, I reckon. If you watch my 2K14 Royal Rumble, it really kind of has a bizarre last two. Chavo's gone. Maybe it's Matt Hardy's time. He has deleted Chavo from this Rumble. Delete, delete, delete. He's deleted his woken persona as well and has become Big Money Man again. I think because the delete persona didn't really work without a crowd, so he's gone back to Big Money. 4, 3, it must be number 29. 2, 1. It is, it's Rey Mysterio, it's number 29. Alright, I've gotten the controller ready. Rey Mysterio, here we go. Rey and Kurt Angle faced off at SummerSlam 2002 in Rey's first match, where his mask didn't fit. Alright, I'm ready, I'm nervous, I'm ready. To do a whip, it's quite weird, you have to press A and Y at the same time. Which is, it's a little bit odd, so I'm going to have to concentrate. Hopefully these three can beat each other up a little bit more. Here comes The Undertaker. Number 30 in this Rumble. Get rid of Kurt, he's the biggest threat. 2, 1. Here comes The Undertaker. Kurt's been eliminated, it's just down to Rey and Matt. They had a match at WrestleMania 19. Press the wrong button. I had my whip already. Although Matt Hardy has beaten The Undertaker 2 straight times. Oh no, Rey's got me. No! Since on my mind. I've gone for that diving clothesline. I'm not going to try and eliminate anyone yet too quickly. Because they tend to reverse when I've played my practice matches. They reverse you. And then really eliminate you. Although this pounding of Matt is going pretty well. Try and whip Matt out here. Oh, he's in the corner. There we go. Double team, double team, double team. Matt's gone, Matt's gone, Matt's gone. I've got a finisher. Alright, what can we give to Rey? Up you get, Rey. I've forgotten how to bring him up. Oh, he's kicked me in the face. Nearly whipped me out the ring. Tombstone! Tombstone! That's got to be it for Rey. I was feeling so nervous. Boom! I'll just punch him in the face a lot as well. It fills your momentum meter really quickly. Oh, what a neck breaker. Is there an ECW chant going? Alright, I've forgotten how to pick him up. Up you get, up you get. It's another tombstone, it's another tombstone. Rey should definitely be out now, even though his head is only yellow. His head's still only yellow, which is really bizarre. Alright, up you get. Alright, it's gone to orange. I forgotten pickup. I don't really want to look away in case he just gets up and eliminates me really quickly. Up you get, Ray, up you get. I've got to turn the page to find out what it is. That's it, out you get, Ray, out you get. That's it, Undertaker's the winner. The Undertaker has won the Royal Rumble. What a victory. I can't even remember what music he's got in this. Oh, he's got his normal, traditional Undertaker entrance. And this is all you get for winning the Royal Rumble. You don't get any big celebration like SmackDown or SmackDown vs. Raw. But The Undertaker has won the 2004 Royal Rumble and will go on to WrestleMania. This has been Crabman from Crabman Gaming. Thank you so much for watching. Stay tuned for next time.